We're back. I want to thank everyone for their patience.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
Yep.
So without further ado, we're back with some Chrono Trigger. Keaton, ElGran, take it away.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, as we were saying, I'm ElGranJerry.
And I am keetketchum.
So, and we're gonna be racing Chrono Trigger any percent no LSS. Basically, no LSS is no level shell skip, which is a glitch that skips the boss gauntlet at the end of the run. That saves around 30 minutes because of the fight, and you can skip different strats throughout the run to make it faster.
And in this run, we fight the Lava Shell Gauntlet at around level 20, which is pretty cool to see. That's why I prefer this category personally.
Yep. So, are you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, so 3, 2, 1, go. Off we go.
Scout's Great Adventure. Scout is the name of my cat, by the way. One of them.
That's a great name for Chrono then.
Oh, for sure. This first section, we just mash through some text. We set up our controls to whatever we prefer. We at least want to get our tech, remember, off of X and onto Y. Otherwise, you have to do another menu later to reset it for a specific trick in the future.
Yeah. Yeah, as Keith said, and we also change our battle speed to 1 to make the battle direction bar, which is the bar that we have to wait in each fight to load faster. And then we also set our cursor to memory so it remembers the last tech or item we used. It's gonna be really helpful throughout the run.
And it looks like that Luca is named Marl for this run, which is always fun.
Yep. We have to name her Marl.
Marl, the best character in the game.
Agree.
It won't let me name her Marl.
Oh, because Marl's Marl.
Well, last letter capital E.
Yeah.
Nice.
I
Stuff
forgot
to
about
find
that.
out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. Marl's still named Marl right now.
And then Marl is named Jerry.
Oh, what a name.
What a name. Oh, I talked to her twice. Luckily, I did practice naming Marl Jerry a few times, because I figured.
My name is, she doesn't know her name, so to remember that it's Jerry.
So all we're doing through this section is we're not doing any extra interactions because we're trying to make sure that we have the best chance of getting guilty at the trial.
Yeah.
There is a glitch here called this candy skip, which I have never learned.
Yeah, I went for it, but I didn't get it.
I did something. I don't know if it was actually the correct thing, but I tried.
It's kind of based on the kind of moving triggers thing, so unless you have a setup from the bottom of the screen, it's RNG.
Yeah. Well, and another runner of this game, Riggs, he has like 8 setups for it. He's supposed to make a tutorial for it so I can actually learn it, but
yeah,
we'll see. We'll see. The first part of this run is really just a lot of text mashing. I mean, the first 2 splits of it really, it's just a lot of text.
Yeah. Then,
some fun tricks, but heavy resets if you're grinding hard.
Yeah. Yeah, you can lose. I think my PB did a mistake here in the start and lost like 40 seconds. So you lose like 40 seconds to a minute if you mess up, and you can mess up, but it's not like run ender.
Yeah.
And it's cool. We have the intro. We have the first skip of the game, and we have a couple of fights going on. So first 10 minutes are kind of slow, but you do get some things to entertain yourself.
And funny about this section too is normally, when you're playing this casually, you do hop on the telepod and you go through the whole scene where Chrono gets sent over.
Oh yeah.
but they didn't put a trigger there for it. So if you just talk to Jerry in this case, then you can completely skip it.
Yeah.
Feels good for speed strats.
Yeah, actually. It's a blessing. It's like 30 seconds for the animation because it teleports you with the cool animation. Then text, and then you have to go back and talk to her. Okay.
And after we mash through this is our first fight.
Yeah.
It's not a super difficult fight, but it just takes practice to get the timing down. And if you do mess it up, there are backups for pretty much everything in this run. It just wastes time.
Yeah. I don't know the backups, so I better not mess up.
This first fight sets up the RNG for all the fights leading up to Yakra.
Yeah, so
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, well, I just want to say that we basically deleted all our save files at the start, and for simplicity, we're gonna call it RNG as one single value. We start at 0, so we know exactly where we're at. So we have to do this fight perfectly without getting hit, so we can set our RNG to where we want it. That's gonna get us into a string with a couple criticals and then faster fights, because RNG does not only control your criticals, it controls enemy AI and a bunch of different things. So that's gonna be really important, and we'll talk a little bit about more throughout the run, especially when we have some downtime, like in the castle in a couple minutes.
Yeah. So yeah, this first fight, you should get 3 attacks off without getting hit at all. Good fight.
And after this fight we have the first skip. It's called bird skip. Basically there's 2 pixels in the bridge that you can stand on and run up to skip this fight. So
Sorry, Jerry.
oh boy. Yeah, you can pause buffer to make it easier
Okay,
and
thank
safer.
you. Yeah, pause buffering, it works, but it's kind of a meme.
Yeah. And then get the power globe, which we're gonna need for a glitch that's coming up. The power globe's an important item actually, but it's also, we're gonna need it for a glitch, so get it right there at the start.
And then pretty much every encounter in this game you can either skip or run away from. There's only a few that you can't. And so you'll see us doing some specific movement through areas like Guardia Forest and even through the cathedral when we get there. Through the whole game, you'll see us doing maybe some weird things the way we're moving. And it's all to dodge fights, because we don't want to fight any more than we have to. This run is insanely optimized.
Yeah, so
And so we only have like 2 fights that we grind for XP. I mean, 4 technically, I think, but we're going to do 2 grinding fights right here in the beginning. And then we are set for XP and techs for a while.
yeah, really optimized. As Kit said, 4 fights, 2 here, 2 in Terminal Air, and that's it. That's all we grind, aside from what we have to. And then you might think, like, why didn't they just run forward? Well, this game has invisible fights and visible fights, so if you see enemies, you walk into them, you trigger them. Sometimes the floor is the trigger, so if you step over something, you're trying to fight, so that's why we're gonna be running in weird directions sometimes, just to not trigger those fights. Even if you can't see them, they're there.
Yeah, and even the movement on this game is very optimized. Like, there are straight walls that you can slide against that don't make you lose any frames.
Yeah.
There are some little juts that come out that will make you lose frames and slow you down.
Oh yeah, you can write a thesis on Chrono Trigger movement.
And so a lot of the stuff we do it's really cool to watch, especially when you play the game and you've done a few runs, and you can really respect good movement.
Funny fact, you can actually leave while Marl is teleporting out, disappearing there, and then you have to go back and trigger the last part of the cutscene.
Yeah, I didn't know that until I watched your YouTube tutorial. Never tried to run away as a kid. I just went through it,
Yeah, for sure. It just
Again, this is another. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, that just happened to me randomly one day, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting.
So this is just another really mash-heavy part. Just text, and so you actually do want to mash through the text, but only with the A button. The A button is the only one that progresses the text faster, and it does it on like 4 or 6 frame cycles. So like mash, but you don't have to be like super crazy about it. You'll get through the text. textless runs when?
Textless, yeah. There's a textless ROM hack. With text only when it's needed, like important for tricks and stuff, so that's really nice for practice and stuff.
For sure. But yeah, if you ever pick up this game for running to do speedruns, you're going to memorize and rememorize and make fun of all the text just because you see it so much.
Yeah.
So I'm coming up to our 2 grind fights for this section. And these are all scripted as well. There's only, I think, 2 fights we do that are not scripted in here, and if you're on the correct RNG, that is.
Yeah. Yeah. So the reason about this for these 2 fights is to learn Cyclone, and then we learn Cyclone and Fire Whirl, which is really important because the Nagaites have a lot of HP. If we do a normal attack to a Nagaite, we're gonna deal actually 11 damage, 22 with the crit or around that. But with Fire we deal like 80 something and 100 something, so it's worth to take these fights and just, you know, just pretty easy get rid of them.
Yeah, and we get the power tab from over here, so it's really important.
Yeah.
And really all this is just to set up for the Nagaite fights. Like, none of these fights by themselves are like slow off the script, but the Nagaite fights off the script are painful.
Yeah. Yeah, Nagaites have a special ability which is slow, which slows your characters, so your action bar feels slower, and the animation is 6 seconds, so yeah. You can lose up to like 30 seconds if you get 4 slows, and yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah, exactly, Froggy. Power tabs, crit chances, important stuff. You got it, buddy.
Nagaite fight are pretty simple.
Yeah, nice and clean as long as you get here without mistakes or doing some of the backup strats.
Yeah. And then
So Glenn is named Glenn. I like it.
nice, yeah.
So when I played this game casually, when I found out that Frog's name was Glenn for real, I reset to go back and start from the beginning to name him Glenn.
Yeah.
Is it the same
nice
for
touch.
Marl and Nadia?
Oh, I see, yeah.
But I didn't do it for Magus.
Ah,
That's too far in.
yeah.
Do you grab the revive in marathons, or do you not?
I don't.
I do.
So it's not that I'm gonna be risky or anything. I just messes up my menus and my muscle memory.
True. I always end up buying the heal from the shop instead.
Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, that would make sense actually. Never thought about that.
Here we're gonna start with our first fade out glitch. Hopefully I can get it. This one triggers me hardcore. I'm gonna play it safe. There we go.
I got it.
So we're gonna use the fade out glitch several times in this run. Basically, when you try to leave a room, the loading zone tries to take you. But if you open your menu, then you can cancel that, and then you can move around. You have a few frames to move around and to do some things. And so if you interact like with that power tab while the room is trying to take you away, the second you interact with it, the room takes you away and it completely gets rid of the animation. It's not a big time save in that instance,
Yeah.
but there are times when you do it later that it's super important. Like you're going to see for Yakra here in just a minute.
Yep. And we can also combine it with standing on top of the same point for the save anywhere glitch, which you're gonna see in just a bit.
Yep. This fight off RNG is a little slow too. Nothing bad, but
Yeah.
Here you get your 3 attacks in and it's over.
Luckily, we're on RNG.
And this is where you can see like we are utilizing the crit RNG a lot. That first crit from Frog kills, and so does the second one.
Yeah.
And he's the only character right now that a crit actually would kill from. Even Chrono can't kill with a crit.
Yeah, one of the worst things is when you're off RNG and then Chrono crits, and his animation for crit is longer, so you just lose time.
No, I didn't get the one-handed piano playing.
Yeah. So don't forget to save before trying the fade out.
Yep.
I've seen that go wrong in races.
Yeah. I just don't think you can beat Yakka right now.
Oh boy. Yeah, you can, but it's hard. It's slow, sorry, not really hard.
You're gonna see a few glitches here. You're doing fade outs, we're grabbing save anywhere, and we're doing our first unequipped glitches.
I think I might have missed it. Oh no.
Which does a few things. The unequipped glitches makes your magic stat a lot stronger, as well as gives you defense to all magic types except fire.
I'm done. Yeah. Yeah,
So those are
in
really
this
good
game
defenses.
it's everything except fire. In Japanese version it actually gives you fire defense, but the difference between Japanese and English is that in this game unequipped glitch gives you actually magic attack. So that's pretty good.
So yeah, we make sure Yakker's off the screen after that, and then we don't have to fight Yakra. Yakker's over here giving Marl a little back rub, or lean rather. You know, they made up, they're friends now. And you'll see that combination of things a few more times. You actually, yeah, so you can, if you do that unoptimally, you can send Marl or Luca, as she's normally called, on a world tour. She'll leave the screen, and she just runs, I mean, it's probably, what, a minute and a half before she comes back? It's a crazy time loss if you end up doing it, but it is pretty funny to see. I've only ever done it once, completely on accident, which I feel is pretty good.
Yeah.
So when you come to pick Jerry up again, you want to kind of do this loop here, so that way when they regroup with Jerry, they're right on top of each other, and it saves, you know, half a second.
Yeah.
I mean, look, they're standing right on top of each other.
Yeah.
So this regroup's going to be nice and fast.
We seem to be pretty even. I'm not watching the stream, but by the way you're
just
talking,
from where we're talking.
like, yeah.
I heard that we were really synced up earlier.
Nice. So yeah, basically during Yakrock we did 3 glitches. We already touched on them a little bit, but basically the fade out glitch, again, interrupt the transition in order to keep it, basically keep the transition loaded for a while, and then in Yakura we actually stepped onto a save point, and then the transition takes us away. What that does is that it gives us a save anywhere glitch, but now we can actually save anywhere. So we enter Yakura's room, we save past Yakura's trigger, reload, and then we just off screen him pretty easily. And the game thinks, oh, he's off screen, so he must be dead. There's no other reason. So and then we use it again here.
Yeah, coming up here, we're going to save to skip. This is called reverse bird skip. So we're going to skip this fight to. We don't even really need we do need our RNG going into Dragon Tank. But we're also going to do a specific loading time there. Because we want to set our crits up for Dragon Tank.
That was a high load for me, so I guess we'll find out later. Yeah, there's a lot of tricks. Basically, your RNG is decided which. It basically you load certain seeds depending on how much time you spend on the title screen. So we basically have to save reloader for reverse bird skip. So that basically skips us a fight, and then we take advantage of it to load into a certain seed. The window for this is 0.4 to 0.7 seconds, so it's a 0.3 second window from when the title screen appears.
It's a pretty. I always just go with that one on feel. It's a pretty large window.
Yeah, me too.
we call it double bright, because basically there's a bright load, which as soon as you see the screen light up all the way, you press A and enter the game. Double bright is you just wait like just double that amount of time. And some people will do like press up, down, up, and then load on that screen, or some people use their timer. There's a whole bunch of different, whatever feels comfortable is the way you're gonna end up doing it.
Yeah.
But you'd end up doing that load enough that you just get used to it.
Yeah, agreed.
Some of the backup strats we have longer loading times, like up to 10, 14 seconds. We actually have a metronome GIF for that, which is pretty fun.
Yeah, the RNG, like, it cycles around, like, you get all the seeds after, I think it's like 4.2 seconds. But, you know, we try to go for the first ones because that's the fastest.
Yeah. Gotta save the frames.
Yeah.
So now we're in the trial. You know, we bring Jerry back to the kingdom, and they hate us still. And you can always do things in the Millennial Fair to change the outcome of this trial. But again, the fastest way to do it is to just do the movement we did and then not interact with anything else. The second juror here will decide whether we are guilty or non-guilty, and that is random. It's based upon the frame we enter the screen. It's basically 50-50. It's close enough. It's like 47-53 or something like that.
So Chad, I want to see guilty or not guilty. What do you think?
Well, Mob's in here, so I know he wants to see double not guilty because he's a troll.
Yeah, guilty saves 5 to 6 seconds more or less.
Yeah, it saves you to mash through some more text, and so it is nice to get it.
Yeah. Contrary to popular belief, it doesn't change anything with the story. The only thing is that if you get not guilty, you get an ether in your cell, which we don't really need this run.
No. There's a faster one to grab later without text boxes.
Yeah.
You do have to make sure. Yeah, Jerry did it. Jerry started this whole thing.
Oh no.
So there are the 2 text boxes here with Jerry did, and then you have to say that yes, you were interested in her money to assure that you're getting the fastest text, and as well as getting guilty.
Yeah.
You can guarantee guilty from here, I think, but it loses time because you have to go through an extra cutscene.
Yeah. Exactly.
Scout, her fortune did tempt you. Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Scout the cat is all about that fortune. So here it comes, the first one. Doesn't matter. The second one decides our fate.
Not guilty.
Ah, I got guilty. I got guilty for once.
Oh, so I think you get the lead now because RNG killing the run. What a shame. Not just kidding.
Right. It's okay. When we're gonna come to slimes, and I'm gonna get 3 oranges and 2 greens, but in the middle of them because that's my pattern. Also, Mob, what's up? I got guilty, man. GG. I get not guilty much more often than I do guilty. It's actually crazy.
I get guilty very often, so I guess it's 2.
Just gotta switch it for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I am mildly worried about my reverse bird load. I felt like it might have been a little long.
Yeah,
but,
me too.
I'm
I'm gonna save anyways. During marathons, I try to save in a couple of spots just to be safe.
Yeah.
Especially before our series.
Oh yeah, definitely before our series. I'll do the safety save in there.
Yeah.
I don't save before Dragon Tank usually, just because I mean, if you're gonna reload and have to go through that cutscene again, it about equals out.
Yeah.
The backup strats for Dragon Tank, we call them Firewheel strats. They're slower by about 40 to 45 seconds.
Yeah, because you basically go off RNG for the next fights in the future.
Mm-hmm.
The fight itself is not that much slower.
So yeah, right here you'll see the difference between text on my screen and Jerry's between guilty and non-guilty. On Jerry's, they have a whole little scene where it's like, what? I didn't think that he was guilty. I didn't hear anything of an execution. So you have to mash through all that.
Yeah, and then the chancellor, oh, the paperwork's just held up in the system, and then yes, sir. Corruption at its finest.
Yep. And so now we are in jail. There is another glitch here that I don't know how to do.
Nobody knows.
I think Red said he had a setup.
Oh, now well then Red's keeping them to himself.
I know. Typical. Hoarding all the secrets. I still think that Red sees the code of the game, like Neo from the Matrix.
Ooh.
So here we're looking for a damage value of 60 on the Cyclone, and that's how we know if we are on the correct RNG.
Uh-oh.
And we're good.
Yeah, I'm good too.
There are some few pixel things we're coming up here to try to dodge these guys. I actually found this one as a kid. If you just run between them, then you don't have to do that fight.
I have to do the fight. I don't know why I messed it up.
It happens, it happens. The only thing bad about that fight is you have to wait for the shields to open up.
Yeah, so now I'm gonna go off RNG for the Dragon Time fight, which is fine.
We're just showcasing the strats, Jerry.
Just a tad slower. Yeah, exactly.
These guards are mega trolls. If you get in a fight with one of these guys, they will also lose your RNG. That was really close. I didn't spam fast enough, but we made it.
What is the second one?
Yeah. I ran up to him and then I stopped running, but luckily he didn't look at me. Another thing to note is that running up and down staircases actually is on diagonals, and you want to hold diagonals while you're running on those stairs. Otherwise, you're bumping into them, and it's just losing frames.
Yeah.
You'll see the difference noticeably if you're actually playing it, or if I derp and I'm holding left or right on a staircase.
Come on, second card. That was the worst second card I've ever had.
Oh no.
45 seconds. Nah, just kidding. But it was a while. Yeah, so I basically just grabbed the second med tonic just because I'm gonna have to waste one during this fight.
So on this fight on the Dragon Tank, at least as long as I get it correct, you will see the RNG come in, the manipulation come in very heavy, because we rely heavily on crits to complete this fight. And we're going to end this fight with very low health on both characters.
Yeah, Kitos, I'm gonna have to do a different strat with Fire Whirl in order to beat Dragon Time. Basically 3 Fire Whirls gets rid of everything.
And a whole lot of X.
Yeah, then hold X. And I'm gonna heal for safety. I know the damage values, but I'm not even gonna risk it, I'm just gonna heal for safety.
Something else to notice too on these fights, we're always doing our inputs during animations of something else. And that's how it is the same every time. Only very few instances where they are unbuffered inputs. Here there's a little glitch to skip one attack from the Dragon Tank. You just sit on that flame toss from Luca and from Marl until the damage value disappears. Don't really understand why that works, but it does. So it's cool to see. That was a really clean Dragon Tank fight.
Yeah, so now you can compare clean versus not clean.
Yeah, about a 2750 Dragon Tank on my splits, as I go from the XP.
Yeah, that was like a 1 minute mistake, plus 30 seconds in the future from my part. 27-29, I think this is the good RNG. But I'm not gonna risk it, I'm gonna heal on Luca's second turn.
Here, if we come over here, we can skip the animation from those two guys. And then here we're gonna try to get a good Jerry Shuffle. We got a really good Jerry Shuffle, actually. Scout and Marl are basically holding hands. And again, that's just a mini optimization. That means that they're gonna exit the screen a little bit faster, because when they're auto running, they move really slow.
Yeah, I had the RNG to not heal, but that's fine. Wasn't gonna risk it
scary.
in marathon.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, the head. What? Not dying. Wait. Yeah, that was a really dumb mistake. I don't know why I missed the shield skip. I think that's maybe the first time ever.
I've had it happen. So now we're equal. Okay, we both missed the shield skip. GG.
GG.
And that's one of those. You have a few pixels that you can do that shield skip on, but it's still easy to miss, especially when you're just going for it. For me, the run really feels like it starts when you get to the future, just because there's so much stuff that can go wrong between the beginning and now. I mean, there's still stuff that can go wrong afterwards. Don't get me wrong. But getting to the future, you know, on a good time, really sets the pace for the rest of it. Although Johnny Race is coming up, and that thing will trigger me so hard. Oh, I hate the Johnny Race.
I love the Johnny Race. I'm indifferent to it. I just hate that some people can get 2,000 points consistently. Cough, cough, red slash.
Yeah, red slash. Chrono when he was running it. Yeah, it's Jerry the Man race. Here you don't want to mash too hard because you can zip yourself back through the portal. I've done it before. Feels real bad.
Yeah.
And here we have some specific movement coming up. Lab 16, and I just really messed that up. Not a one cycle. Whoops. Backup strat. It's fine.
Yeah, if you don't get the immediate like steal, just go for the second cycle. The rats move in cycles, so each cycle is around 4 seconds. So you don't get first cycle, you can go for second cycle, 4 seconds. Third cycle, 8 seconds, etc. Not a big deal.
Through the future, you'll see a lot of like where the fun movement starts. Really.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ups and downs and different staircases, and you're dodging a lot of enemies.
Yeah, basically, you let them steal your items, and then you run basically through 5 triggers, and then they don't trigger because you have a text box up. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely a nice find.
We're in another world. Oh, you are in another world.
Coming up here pretty soon, and this next Guardian fight is the reason that you need to switch your controls. Because if you press the X button in this room, it gives you another fight. Pretty sure they did it as kind of like a troll.
Yeah.
You hear this alarm going off, and so you want to open your menu to save or heal or something. And then you get a fight out of it, which is pretty trolly, but funny also. And that's the Guardian fight. Again, same thing. You trigger the screen transition, and then you run into the fight, and the loading zone takes you back. And then it's like, oh, they left already? They must have done that fight already.
Yeah.
And so it despawns the boss.
So basically, I do my menu a little bit before. I think Keith did it during the fade outs. I do it before Iris Dome, and since I'm not on RNG, I have to heal before I enter Boro Dome because we have a fight there. I was so low HP from Dragon Tongue fight. Gotta get that heal in.
Funny story about this part of the game. I got stuck on this part of the game as a kid. I never knew to talk to the man in the food storage. So I grinded levels on the robots over where the Johnny Ray starts until I was like level 50. Because I didn't know what else to do. I was pretty young. And so I just ended up going back to the beginning first and talked to everyone until I finally figured it out.
Oh, okay.
So there's a fast bug here. I'm not going to go for it, even though I really want to. I totally would have had it too. It saves half a second, but if you miss it,
yeah, you
get an extra fight and off RNG, and it's definitely not worth it in this scenario. But it looks really cool when you get it. It's some pretty fun movement to me. Here in just a minute, we're going to see just how into computers Luca really is. Sorry, Marl. And again, doing the fade out glitch on that point saves you from watching the long cutscene where you see Lavos come out and destroy the world in 1999. Not something you want to see.
Yeah.
In this case. Oh.
Oh, I definitely would have fast bugs. I had like 25 million years to go through there. I never go for fast bugs though, so it was never in my mind. But yeah.
But it feels and looks so good when you get it.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah, I spent probably 20 minutes on this room until I could get it pretty consistently, and then it's just a feel thing.
Yeah, for sure. There's two things that I don't do, which is this and the roly push and Magus Castle. You know, that's one of the things about this game. You consider risk reward. I half a second reward for just 30 seconds, then it's not as good. But especially when I have my PB has like 3 minutes to save elsewhere.
The roly push can actually save quite a bit, but it is
like 6
again
seconds.
risk reward. It's a hard trick. I think it's the most difficult trick to do consistently. There's just so much that goes to it. And if you miss it, you're getting a minimum one extra fight, and those fights are slow on the staircase.
Oh, I'm doing fast bird. You better believe it. I'm the biggest fast bird advocate in the world.
I mean, I'm gonna try it. If I get it, then we'll run it. But
yeah.
Okay. It's time for the man.
The man. I'm still talking to the old man.
Just telling you to stay healthy.
Yeah. Yeah, in a few seconds he will.
That part really resonated with me as a kid. I liked that.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to play this as safe as I can and not go for risky bumps at the end. I really hate this race. I've even grinded practice on a little bit, but I just can't get the bumps like that.
I see.
Getting like optimal bumps only saves minimal time.
So I timed a mediocre race, so like 1.6k, versus the worst race, which is 0. It's like a 5-second difference, so maybe like 5 seconds from between mediocre and best race. So
that was a photo finish.
Nice. You won, right?
Yeah. I don't know if I should have on that one, but I did.
Okay.
Johnny's just the old man in disguise. I could see that. He wants to go fast too, you know. Gets the little robo suit on, he's good to go.
Thanks for the intro, babe.
You guys can call me Johnny.
Yeah, I know how to ride. Of course I don't, but okay. My best is to 1996, something like that.
I've never gotten over a 17, like 40. Yeah, that was a close race for me, but clutched it in the end. This little section, as long as you don't run, you will never trigger those buggers.
Oh, had a good start. Yeah, this is really bad now. Wait, sweet.
I guess something we didn't really touch base on, the renaming of the characters.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
In the speed run, we always rename them to just one single character because it cuts out, 4 frames of typing stuff out whenever you do that. In a whole run, it saves like 20 to 30 seconds if everyone's named one character.
Yeah, around that. Yeah.
With the exception of Glenn and Frog and Robo, like if you're slow at it, you can lose time doing it, but it's still worth to practice.
Oh, Mark crit, nice.
Gotta love the Marl crit.
Chrono crit as well, okay.
Nice.
I guess I found a new RNG. Nah, just kidding.
Just gotta go back and watch it all.
Yeah. Oh, and Marl got hit, that's nice. So I don't have to heal before wipes. That's good.
Have you seen the Robo Roll version of this song?
Of course, yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Another fun fact. Luna, the name that we're doing for Robo, is
Luna, okay.
my other cat's name.
Oh, okay. Oh no. Better
Yeah,
not.
if you guys haven't seen the Robo Roll video on YouTube, I recommend you check it out. It's worth a listen.
Agree.
So, even though I am on RNG right now, I only have one more fight that is actually it matters for a bit. This first fight in the factory, it is scripted, but after that, the slimes, which are big troll, those are dependent upon the frame you enter that room on. And while we can manipulate it, it depends on the in-game timer, so you're looking at least for the minute to roll over, which is just a waste of time. And it's not guaranteed that you're going to get it anyways.
Yeah.
Because human like reaction speed and whatnot.
Yeah.
So you just have to take the pattern that you're given and hope for the best.
Luna it is.
And the bad thing about those slimes is that they have a very high defense, and we're underleveled. And if you hit a green slime while it is next to an orange, it triggers a counterattack. Best pattern you can get is 5 greens.
5 greens.
I've had
so
it happen twice.
the 1 in 60 chance. It's yeah. There's only one frame in a second that gives you that fight, so it's the least common one to get for sure. Even 5 reds, it's 2 out of 30. I mean 1 out of 30, sorry, 2 out of 60.
Yeah, I mean even getting 5 reds is, for me, preferable over getting some of the bad RNGs you can with like greens in the middle of oranges and whatnot. Feels pretty bad. And then this one is also dependent upon your damage rolls, which sometimes Robo can one-shot the greens. Usually not for me.
Chrono
See
4.
right there. There it is.
What pattern did you get?
2 greens in the middle. Because why not?
Yeah, Toe for
Please
a
kill, of course not.
I'm assuming it was Tomain that donated. Thanks, Tomain.
Yeah, Toe.
He thinks Ayla's best girl, so.
I never said that. Come on now.
No, Tomain said that.
Oh yeah, he did.
That's why he donated.
We're gonna go for this. Maybe it kills. It doesn't. So we get 2. Oh, we didn't counterattack? What the
boy.
actual hell? That's a meme right there. He still didn't kill. No counterattack there either? Whoa.
So nobody knows, but I hacked my console, so I only get 5 greens now.
That's beautiful.
And watch me get like the worst pattern ever.
My slimes are pretty rough.
Oh boy, that sucks. Slimes is the big RNG part of the run. As Keith said, you can manipulate it, but it's kind of hard. Especially because you lose time waiting for the rollover. Oh, I got 4 greens, so...
Nice.
It's alright because I can only cycle on the top 2 at first. I'm gonna go for all of them actually, I can keep the 5 of them. I'm gonna get a counter. Maybe 2 counters. Oh, no counter. Okay.
Nice. Hey, at least the slimes were kind. I didn't get any counters either, although I definitely should have got 2. Little trick here, if you hold X, A, B, and Y, then it does the input as fast as you could do it.
Ah, stupid green.
Human.
Okay, I got 2 attacks on me. That's fine, I guess.
I had to heal.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna have to heal as well. Yeah, this was one of the best slimes I've had.
if on that fight, if you...
I didn't even rocket punch. Okay, I need to remember I didn't rocket punch.
Okay, yeah, you gotta set that. On that fight, if you get good RNG and neither Chrono or Luca get hit, then you don't have to heal and it saves a menu.
Yeah. I'm gonna write that down. Actually. So for the XIBY password, funny thing, you can just hold all 4 letters and it'll input itself automatically.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, so basically
Now,
you set Robo to rocket punch because it's a little bit tight to set him later during Massa. So I gotta remember to set him, I guess, in the Nadora.
Yep.
Yeah, that's important. Yeah, I got a really good pattern. So I definitely got some time there, I'm pretty sure, because Keith didn't sound too happy about this.
it was... I mean, I didn't get counterattacked, which is nice, but really bad pattern. So yeah, here our robot friend gets bopped a little bit, so if anyone's got the robo thumps, go ahead and throw those in chat.
They were throwing them before you... Oh, you threw them first, okay. I was gonna say they threw them before you asked. Okay.
And so this R series fight is scripted, kind of. Like, it doesn't really matter what their pattern is, we have what we are doing. The only bad thing is that if you get the worst RNG, then they can start their attacks before you get your first Cyclone. You have like, what, 2 frames to input?
Yeah, it's a really tight pattern. I don't know the exact number of frames, but yeah. Might as well be 2.
Yeah. So you just want to, you want to double tap really fast on this first. Okay, and we're good.
And you wanna double tap and then do the first, and then you wanna kill the back. So 2 on the back. So the back have a really rough counter, or a really rough second phase of attacks that deals like 30 damage, and the front deals only like 15. That's why you kill the back, because the front 3 are gonna attack you at the end. You wanna take 45 damage instead of 90. Yeah. Gonna focus on this.
That's a tight fight.
You got it?
Yeah, so far so good. I got the back row killed, we're good.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna start it, so...
Nice. Good luck, good luck. And then here we make sure that we set Flame Toss for Marl to prepare for the next section of fights. And that's our series, pretty clean.
Oh, I got the 3 on... I got the warrior, but I'm not gonna go for it.
I don't blame you.
Not during the marathon. So the warrior is a pattern that's warrior. Basically, you can either not heal with Luca or not kill a robot, and it's way faster, but it's risky.
Yeah, you don't have to use a mid-tonic at all, so it saves that whole animation, plus the pausing of the game for that, and... Yeah, I mean, if you get it in a run, for sure you want to go for it, but...
So, because I do a little bit of a different strat, a little bit slower, with Luca killing 1 robot instead of a mid-tonic. But basically what I do is I skip the Flame Toss if the first 3 robots don't all hit Chrono, but in this case they did, so I had to kill that bottom robot, because if not, Chrono could have gotten killed. It's actually a little bit faster if you don't do the Flame Toss, but it doesn't always work, because Chrono can die. So sometimes you just gotta kill. I actually have
doing that slime fight earlier, like, you use Cyclones because they can hit multiple targets and you can get decent damage rolls on them, but you always need to make sure you leave that fight with 8 MP because you have to use 4 Cyclones to defeat the R series.
Yeah.
They finally made it to the end of time, where they give us a reason why we can't have 4 people in our party. And we did reach our incentive goal for fighting Specchio, so you're gonna see something that we don't normally do in the speedrun.
Yeah, so gotta make sure to hit the bucket to heal before Specchio.
Good call, good call. little menu glitch here. If right when that screen turns black, you're holding Start and B, then you won't go to the character selection screen at all. And yeah, so Specchio is a master troll. And so we want to make sure we actually hit the trigger points in here. I know that I got stuck in this room as a kid, like running around like a pain in the butt, trying to see what I did wrong.
Oh, sadly, we're not gonna do Specchio skip this time.
Yeah, we hit the incentive to fight Specchio DP.
There was an incentive to fight Specchio, so as you
And
can
also,
see,
thanks, guys.
Kid's screen. Oh, you can talk about them.
I say thanks guys for supporting Pixel for Peace and Save the Children Foundation. You know, it's fun for us to do this, showcasing, you know, the most amazing game. But it's really made possible by all you guys' donations, and we appreciate it. Keep up the support, guys. Magic, 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 magic. There you go, Nova.
Oh,
So yeah, normally you go ahead.
Oh, was just gonna say that Specchio is based on your level. So the only time you'll see Specchio Frog is literally on a speedrun, because right now Chrono's like level 8. At level 9 you start seeing the Kiwala. So yeah, it base change on your first character level, so every 9 levels it changes to a different thing. And we usually don't fight him, he's slow, he gives you an extra magic tab. Which I gotta make sure I don't accidentally use or something.
I don't think that the one magic tab makes any difference.
Oh, okay.
The magic tabs in this game are pretty much garbage as far as actually helping stats, unless you have a lot of them.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
Yeah, pretty much on this one is if you just get 2 fires on the Specchio, he's done because Luca's powered up, unequipped glitch.
Yes.
But
yeah.
it does take a lot longer. And yeah, as you go through this game, Specchio keeps leveling up until he's a big, strong bad boy.
Oh, and Marl has Berserker. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I just left it on.
Yeah, I left it on. That's the extra miss there. Couple misses.
So that's the Specchio fight. Pretty quick showcase. But yeah, in the speedrun, you never want to fight him, and you can very easily mash and fight him on accident, and then you have to go through it.
Yeah. It doesn't give any
glitch
XP.
Called Cake and Dash.
Nice.
So we're gonna eat the cake, switch our party, and skip a bunch of text that's normally unskippable. Now we go through the magic cave. Oh, nice, we got a crit.
Magic.
It's already set on fire. Nice.
Oh, yeah.
And again, here's another part where we're going to be doing some specific movement through points of this to dodge fights. And we're going to give Hecarim a few belly rubs. He really just wants a friend. You're going to give him a little hug, and then he's just going to go away instead of having to fight him.
He's lonely, so. Come on, Marl. Crit. Oh, I mean Jerry. Okay, Jerry.
Come on, Jerry. Oh, Jerry doesn't suck. Come on.
Oh, there hit it. Oh, I used fire instead of flame, so one second. Just slow animation.
So I did end up in a race setting one time fight Hecarim, and I still ended up winning.
Oh, nice. See.
Yeah, it was pretty PogChamp, but it's a really difficult fight. You're really not prepared to fight Hecarim at this point.
Oh.
Another fade out glitch there. And then I hate this skip. There we go. I really don't want that extra fight. That fight's slow to run away from. And those bats are pretty fast. So again, the same idea here. We're going to use fade outs and the save anywhere glitch to try to trigger the point for this fight, and then reload the game.
First try?
Yes. Explode the blue guy. We're gonna tickle him so hard that he explodes. Okay, you go rub his belly, get him off the screen. And so actually another fun thing there is you can run past Hecarim while he's still there and go through the whirlpool. But then the game does not progress in story because him disappearing is the trigger point.
I think I got it first try.
Nice.
Think. Yeah.
Yeah, I got the frame 2 safety save and reload in there.
Yeah, me too.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, just hold B forward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so basically, the way save anywheres work. I guess you're on EOTSA. You can explain that if you want to.
Yeah, so this save anywhere is a little more intense. You have to get Robo lined up on the correct frame, but we're gonna take this save point to the Zombor skip because after you have a save anywhere, if you enter another area with a save point, it overwrites it. But we're gonna come down here and we're gonna talk to our boy, and we're gonna save this text box. We need this, and then we're holding A on the portal there to store that as well. And then we have to. It's a frame perfect trick, but you have a few frames to do it. If I can get it. Nope. We're gonna try again. I pause buffer there too. If you miss this, you have to go back through the cathedral, and it's very slow. There we go. So again, we wait until the zing takes us, and then you land on the save point, and now we have save anywhere going through a portal. It's
What?
that glitch took me a little while to learn.
Failed it.
Oh, you got Cathedral of Shame?
Yeah.
Oh man.
That
glitch took me a long time to learn.
Yeah. But I think it's more of a position issue with me. Because I'm not triggering the bucket and I don't know why. It's been happening to me lately.
I usually wiggle into the, just wiggle into the bucket there to make sure I'm lined up. It wastes like in a second, but...
But I did that.
So
but yeah, whatever.
we have to come talk to this guy on the bridge to set the next trigger point in the game. And then we're gonna go get some jerky.
Go to Cathedral first. Yeah, you can see my favorite area in the game again, the Cathedral, but this time it's empty. Because you're not supposed to be here.
Yeah, doing that definitely loses time, but there's still so much in this run going forward that 40 seconds of doing the save anywhere could easily be a simple fight mistake later.
Yeah.
A reset on Denadora.
Look at it.
Jerry's doing Riggs route, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why, I'm just having trouble BOTSA getting to the pixel, because I got the pause buffer on Go, as I usually do. I practice the pause buffer on a specific frame, and I get it like 95% of the times. It's, for whatever reason, my positioning just not working lately. I don't know why.
So I spent a little bit of time learning the lava shell skip. And so doing that helped a lot. So this section of Zombor skip, you have to do 2 save anywheres to save past trigger points. And that first one, I think, is the hardest, the notorious. For me anyways, because you have to zigzag, and after that, the second one is easy, and you have to do a couple release Bs, which is a way to move your movement in like a pixel of 1 versus 2 when you run, just to get past it enough to save past that trigger point. And right now we're doing a thing called Tata Skip. We still have our save anywhere. So we are going to undo another menu, set up this. Wow, what is this menu? And again, save anywhere, reload, and it's going to load us on top of the mountain, so we can skip that cutscene. again, that's a mash load, and so we're looking for a specific RNG seed to get to Masamune. There's 2 different strats here depending on what this attack value is.
Okay, first try.
Yeah, first try's on board for me as well. It was pretty nice. I guess another thing we didn't really talk about that it hasn't really become relevant yet, but when you run away from fights in this game, your runaway ATB essentially has its own invisible bar. And so if you are in a tech menu while holding L and R to run away, then you can run away as soon as you let go, as long as it fills up first. It's usually not very long, and each one has its own sort of time that it needs to be. They're all relatively quick. But that's how you can stop the RNG from progressing, because when you're in the tech menu, which is why we select wait, not only does it give you time to choose what's happening, it also allows that to happen. Denadora is a pretty movement-heavy area, and I'm not really commenting on a lot of it, but you'll see me do some specific things to make sure we're not getting extra fights. Because if you get an extra fight, then you have to reset to the bottom of the mountain. There's nothing you can do. That we don't have any RNG seeds from that safe point up there that we can actually go for.
I think there's one where you have to do a bird fight, but it's like
Yeah, I mean, the movement up the mountain isn't too bad, as long as you...
But yeah, there's a lot of fights in the mountain, and we only do the first
I
one.
got fast bird too.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's not me not catching up then.
Yeah, that bird skip.
Probably gonna lose even more time there. Fast bird is... it's kind of RNG. The setup I do is frame perfect.
Yeah, you have 1 frame to just bump that staircase, and it skips the regroup of the characters. And then you can run up that ladder before the other bird up there bops you down. Masamune is a very troll fight as well. There's literally an attack he does called the Masa Troll.
Yeah.
If you do certain strats.
Would like me. So, let's hope not. Power... and magic.
Another thing on this one too is the AI for Masamune is different than the AI for...
Oh, fast bird, nice.
Nice, dude. You got it. Okay, he's on Rocket Punch. But I am going to go safe and do Fire Punch strats.
Yeah.
Doing Fire Punch strats, this is... there's no chance for the Masa Troll to happen, so as long as you follow the fight script, you'll beat the fight. And Masa can get out of hand really quick. He can start doing counterattacks, and you don't have Slash to stop him, because Chrono's Berserk, to stop him from doing the wind attack.
Yeah.
And he hits like a truck. Not that you notice it on Luca and Chrono as much, but this was a big gatekeeper for me learning the run, this whole section.
I think I messed up. Yeah.
Oh no.
Should I just roll with it? Reload. Okay, let's see how this goes. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Chrono got attacked before he critted.
I've had it happen. It's been okay before, but it also has not been okay. I know that's really like assuring.
Yeah.
Oh, is that it?
I forgot. Oh, okay. So my notes are wrong then. I thought I didn't have to do speed tap. Yeah, we're off RNG. Okay. let's do this.
Ooh. A little slow there. After you defeat Masa, you get part of the Masamune, the Broken Sword of Legend, which is the next trigger point in the game. And it comes to our only true shop that we do in this game. This is a pretty fun menu when you get it down really clean. It's my favorite menu in the game. But you can mess it up pretty easy. Same thing as everything else in this game, it's very optimized. So even if you if you sell an armor or you buy a wrong armor, then it can mess up your menus later. And it can mess up trying to do the unequip glitch. There's always talk about how in RPGs, it's one of the only times you'll ever hear, oh man, that was a really good menu.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have too many menus in that game, but that one Keith's doing is the biggest one, for sure. I know why Luca crits there. Yeah, so I had to... I basically died, so I had to go back.
The Denador Mountain claims another.
Yeah. Well, apparently I didn't use the speed tab. I thought it was power and magic, so I guess I was wrong there. I guess my notes were wrong.
Yeah, right before you go and fight Masa, you want to do that power and speed tab.
Oh, it's not magic, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so... it wasn't because I was speaking, my notes said power and magic, so that was my I probably have old notes.
Here's our first chance to see a new in the game. None for me.
Yeah, that's true.
So running through this forest, you do it 4 times in no LSS. And there's a small chance to get a new each one of those times. And I mean, months ago, I don't know how long, it was a PB run at the time. I ended up getting 4 news, and the chance of getting all 4 is pretty astronomical.
Yeah.
So that was really hype. I was stoked. I got the 3rd one. I'm like, there's no way there's gonna be one when I come out of this place, and there it was.
Ah man, miss Fazbear.
Hey, it's okay. You got it the first time. That's all that matters.
Yeah, got to show it off.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And I actually very rarely get fast bird, so that was pretty hype. So we find out that on the hilt of the Masamune was engraved Melchior, which we haven't even talked to him in this run yet.
Yeah.
But we know who he is. So we gotta go see if he can fix the sword. Yep, 0-2 for news. And pretty sure, yeah, no news is good news. Kappa.
Okay, I was waiting. I was gonna kick you out of the channel if I could.
And also, just so everyone knows, if you do run this and you get a new and you don't say new,
oh yeah,
there's a chance that your run might not be accepted for
yep.
leaderboards.
And you might be removed from the Discord.
Yeah, I don't make the rules. I'm just here to spread the rules.
Mm-hmm. Well
Another one of the big rules is Chrono for life if you start the run, so just prepare for that. So we do a quick fade out there. We don't really want to talk to Melchior. He's slow.
Oh yeah.
So we just go give him a pat on the back and say, "Thanks, buddy. See you later."
No! Okay, I have to reload again. Oh my god.
Aw,
So
Masa giving it to you, huh?
No, that wasn't Masa, that was me. I thought I set Robo to Rocket Punch, but apparently the Rocket Punch didn't go through. So I inputted an attack. That's on me, that's on me.
Unfortunate, man.
So 195.
So this is our first jaunt into 65 mil. And that's not good. They weren't grouped up for me to hit him all with the antipode. That was weird. We might have to do a reload, but we'll see.
Hmm.
And this is the first time that we get to see Toe, which normally I name her no name or null character.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she doesn't deserve a name.
Yeah.
Let's see how many people I can make mad in the chat.
There's gonna be plenty.
Yeah.
See, I think that Kino is the worst character in the game, but you know, personal preference.
Oh yeah, Kinos. He's bad.
He's bad.
That's all I'll say.
Luckily, we don't have to talk to him too many times in this run. When we come back, though, he is a troll. We have to save him, and you know, it's just like, just don't get caught, buddy. Okay. No.
No.
Renaming things different is so difficult.
It is.
Okay, and we are... Here you want to make sure you get this menu. You want to switch Marl out of your party before you go to the party. Otherwise, we call that party animal percent. Because Marl really likes to party. So she slows that scene down by a couple minutes, I think. Ooh, not like that. I don't want to run into those. Whereas Robo, he just stands up, does his little Robo dance, and then you can get on with things. We're gonna do some Killwalla high fives on the way out. And even though we are on the path to try to save the world, we always have time for a little soup party.
Yeah, always. I love soup.
Yeah, soup's great.
Yeah, I just need not to. I need not to be dumb. None of these errors were because of Massa. Well, the first one kind of was. He did roll a higher damage than usual, but whatever. I was off RNG. I'll take the blame.
It happens, it happens. This run has a few points where it's pretty unforgiving.
Now rolls and Rocket Punch, welcome, boogers.
So on this game, even if you switch your controls, on stuff like this, on the soup game, and on the race with Johnny, if it tells you to use a specific button for it, you have to use that button.
Yeah.
Now we drink too much soup, and we all passed out.
We have bad ATB. Massa has a couple of options for quote-unquote good or bad ATB. I got bad ATB, so I just have to wait in her menu a little bit. You know, just This used to be the Massa Troll before, until I think Otarino found the fix.
Yeah, and that is what I'm saying by Moss's AI is weird. Like he can still move even when you're on your menu.
Yeah.
And it will mess up the RNG if you're in there too long or you do inputs at the wrong time. It can be pretty rough.
Oh yeah, Supam Gobers are the worst.
Absolutely. Almost as bad as talking to Kino right here.
Yeah.
I've had a Kino hangover multiple times. Again, we'll do some specific movement through here. Dodging fights, you'll see me hugging some walls extra tight. And so I'm going to do a save and a reload here because I might be on the right RNG, but I also might not.
Yeah. Is
the
it just a
reload
mash
strat-
roll?
Yeah. And then you have to, and it's one of those things where you have to remember to set Ayla to item so you run away from that last Megasaur fight.
Why?
Because if she gets her turn first, if you do the load.
Oh, I see.
And doing Nizbel off RNG is not a big deal. It's just slow. Like, Nizbel fight is a pushover fight, luckily. Just the way that the mechanics in the game work. But it is much slower.
Oh yeah, if you die to Nizbel, you should quit the game. No, I'm not kidding, because it's impossible. Especially with the unequip.
Yeah, you take minimal damage, and he only usually gets one attack off, and it's usually just the electric discharge. Maybe a quake if you're too deep, but nice. So when we got hit by that evil weevil earlier, the 34 signified that we did load on the correct RNG, which is nice. Yeah, the Nizbel fight on RNG is fast. You usually only get the one electric release, but off RNG you can get like 3 sometimes. We have a menu here. We use Berserker strats in this game a lot, and they're pretty cool. Especially because the way the Berserker works is it actually progresses the RNG at different amounts.
Yep.
And Ayla's a beast. Like, she hits like a truck at this point in the game. Her crits are strong, and it's one of the things that makes this fight go extra fast. Thank you, Jafem. Ramen does taste salty, unless it's like legit ramen though, Froggy. Just on that note.
No news.
No news. Okay, we got Quake. Not a big deal.
Oh, an extra quick?
Yeah, just the first extra one, yeah.
Okay. I'm very sure new character levels are predetermined.
I believe so.
The first time they join, however, the thing that this game has compared to other RPGs that makes it great is that even if they're not in your party, they still earn XP, except they only earn 75% of it. So if you don't use them, you will still have them at a decent level, not like a level 1 when you're like level 20. You'll have them at like level 16, which is still usable.
instead.
What happened?
We got the Quake RNG, but it's acting a little weird, and
Hmm.
the crit values are off because we reloaded.
Oh, I see.
We're just gonna play this safe. We're gonna go for this. Yeah, they don't gain any tech points.
Yeah, no tech
That is
points.
correct. And so that mechanic can come into play. Like if I got into an extra fight here in one of these rooms, then Frog would be a little bit stronger than what we want him to be for the flea fight. Which again isn't a big deal. There's a strat for it, but it's something you have to watch out for. Slow Nisbel, but we got him.
Oh, what? I did not get the... During the Reptide fight, if you close your text boxes at a certain time, they line up in a different way. It's really weird, and I just didn't get the optimal one, that's fine. Just hoping he doesn't attack Luca. Okay. Oh, that's fine.
Yeah. I just did the antipode on mine, didn't hit the 2. I think I might have went to the right one instead of the left one, or instead of the middle. But I'm gonna skip a text box here by a little bit of specific movement. That's always fun. And because we did Nisbel off RNG, we're going to reload right here because it's just a bright load, which is nice, easy, and fast. And hopefully we don't mess up before Magus Castle. The dream. So something interesting, like, because Ayla was just in our party and she had the Berserker on, and so she just leaves. We don't get a chance to take that, so we need a second one. Berserker strats for Flea Fight and Frog hit, they're impressive. Impressive that it was found. Because the Flea Fight coming up relatively soon is pretty brutal if you're trying to do it normally.
Yeah.
He'll start going crazy with status effects and poison clouds, and it's a rough fight. We have to go talk to Melchior one more time here, and we're going to just tell him to hurry up and fix this. We do a series of things here. Again, we're fading out. Then we switch our party, which allows us to have free motion here. So none of our characters actually help with the Moss Immune. And when characters are doing this, if you bump into them, then you have a chance to increase their movement speed while they're doing it. You might see a few here. He like zooms. The sword moved a little faster there, but those were not the best pushes.
Oh, Melchior?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is no time to celebrate. Oh, I want to celebrate.
Time for our second soup break. So now that we have the Moss Immune, we have to go find Glenn again. And the first fight skip that we do in the game with that bird skip, we end up doing that a total of 4 times.
Yeah.
So I mean, even if you miss it, it's good to practice at it because there are a few where it's really nice to get them. Again, there's always backups. Like if I miss it here, then there's a backup reload. But it really sucks.
Oh, I'm not mashing. I'm gonna lose. Ah, my wrist hurts. No, I think I'm losing. No. I'll give up. No way. I'm gonna do it again. Okay. It's a really easy, but I was mashing the wrong A. Yeah, that happens to me very often. You have to match the A from the controller, not the one you change it to.
You just started mashing on the wrong button.
Yeah.
Rip. Been there, though. Our last 2 chances to see a new for me anyways.
Oof.
Nope.
Let's go.
And now for some long cutscenes.
Oh boy, yeah.
Unskippable. You have to mash through them, so you don't even get a restroom break here if you need one.
Yeah.
This might be the legendary 0 new run. It's definitely looking that way.
You have a pretty high chance of getting news. I think it's 1 in 8 when you go in, but it's like 1 in 4 coming out. Or 1 in 6, I think it's more common. Oh hey Kino. Hi Kino.
But this is these cutscenes. Both of these are they're pretty important to people who love this game. Frog and Glenn tend to be a lot of people's favorite character. He has a pretty tragic backstory. And his flavor text in the original American version, it's fun. You know, no one else really has an accent like he does on here. But it doesn't really start until he becomes a frog, which I always find interesting. But yeah, he has, people get super hyped about Frog's theme, and here you get some backstory on him. And it has one of the coolest animations in any game, let alone the best animation for Super Nintendo. Especially at that time he was a Marshmallow DP, exactly. Here we see the untimely demise of Glenn's best friend. And that nice character is named Magus, who we are going to go try to fight here in just a little bit. You'll also notice the floating green pickle next to him. We get to troll him a little bit too.
Yeah, there you can compare in the chat good marshmallow and bad marshmallow emotes.
They're both good. Come on.
Yeah.
Listen, one of those I'd probably eat, okay?
Oh yeah.
The other one looks a little too froggy.
Yeah. I'll agree with that. But not forget to shelter here.
Forgot that Robo's name was Luna.
Magic Star.
And no news for me.
I'm gonna save because I haven't saved in like a while, so.
Yeah. I usually save outside of the layer there.
Yeah, I was a little bit slow this time, but I usually just wait on the right side. And as soon as his foot touches a certain point, a visual cue I have, I run up. But this one has 2 ways he can go. If he does the quake, then it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
But I got the lightning and the fire. It's a pretty short window to get them both. So I got a quote-unquote quick fight.
I'm pretty sure that my fight went poorly because the reload didn't give me the good crits RNG. That's something interesting too. Even after you reload, there's a chance that your first attack will be a crit or not, no matter, and so that can change things.
Yeah, it's something weird about this game. The first attack after our reload, as Keith said, can be a crit or not a crit. Like, and you won't know if you're like in a certain value. Just random if he crits or not.
Is it okay if I read off a couple donations real fast?
Yep, oh, absolutely.
Okay, we have a $20 dono from Red Slash that says, go, 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 go. Thanks for the $20. And then we have a $4 dono from William L that just says, go keep. Thanks for the donations.
Thanks, Willie. Thanks, Red.
Yeah, thanks for donations, guys. There's prizes, so there's a couple perlers and a couple things in the prize pool that I don't know all of them, but you might want to check them out and get a donation in for Save the Children. So thanks for the donation, guys.
Yeah, definitely going for a good cause. You know, it's always fun to showcase games and speed strats, but, you know, it's here for a reason, guys, and so definitely show the support. And all the perlers look pretty bomb, gotta say.
Yeah.
Just, you know, wink wink, there are some Chrono perlers in there to win as well.
Oh man, that was the worst movement to skip the Ayla dialogue. I went way too far out.
Sometimes you just gotta loop it all the way.
Yeah. I mean, it worked, but what? Okay. Oh, I see chat's getting excited. I know where you are.
Yep. Chop that mountain.
Yeah.
So here right now, even though we just run away from this fight, somehow that shows Frog the magic of running away. Although, Frog never learns magic in this run. Poor guy.
In any percent, you actually teach Frog magic.
Imagine being so close to learning magic and just not being able to.
Yeah.
Tragic. Safety save here. Yo, KLM coming with the raid. Raid hype.
Thanks, Kayla.
Thanks, Papa Clem. Now Magus Castle, and this is a pretty hype point in the game. Like, when you're playing this normally, you come through here and you're thinking that you're going to defeat the guy who's summoning Lavos. Music in here is pretty epic. The fights are pretty fun.
Yeah.
But it's the tricky part in the run for sure. A lot of little things in here can go wrong.
Yeah, Magus Castle is where, in my opinion, the run starts to ramp up in difficulty. And then it ramps up again in Sunken Desert.
Yeah.
And then it ramps up again in Shell. That's it.
It's just escalation of force.
Yeah.
Right now, here you can run and talk to those guys, but on your way back through, don't do it.
Oh, I
like to call it on the way back mom dodge, because she will ruin your life.
Yeah.
Ramp up, right, Red? Yeah. Keepo. Yeah, KLM, you came in right on Magus Castle for me. Good timing.
I got it. I got the movement to
remember.
make the fast house entrance. Yeah.
Nice. I have to remember to do the red slash menu here. I've missed it too many times. Should be called the Keat menu, I think, at this point. And yeah, we're definitely not fighting all 100 monsters, Froggy. Riggs, we're not fighting all 100. I refuse.
There's not even 100, but yeah. No! Miss Bird skip. This is what happens when we don't pause buffer, but yeah. I still refuse to pause buffer. Refuse. I have to do a backup load. I think it's 1.5.
I can have it? Alright, thanks, Red. that you don't want to bump into these guys now. Otherwise, they trigger a fight, and you have to reload to get the correct RNG for this fight specifically. So here, that's what I'm saying. Red hit or Frog hit for 188 on that fight, and that is showing you that he is at the correct level to just do normal strats here.
Come on, no.
Then I'm definitely a scrub, DP. I am a scrub.
Cross buffers for scrubs, but they don't get the bird fight. So
And successful runners.
Oh boy.
Pause buffers can save runs sometimes. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just stubborn.
I know. And the flea fight. So, with Frog on Berserker and his speed being the same as Flea's here, it's just an autopilot fight. Like, I don't do anything until the very end. Frog does all the dirty work. Red Frog is best Frog.
Yeah.
At this point in the game, if you're feeling lucky and you time it out, you can actually get a quick restroom break. But if you don't make it back in time, then you gotta reset.
Yeah, it's a little bit riskier, but it's actually longer than Magus. It's actually 5 seconds longer. That you get, but yeah, if you don't get back on time, then you lose the fight. At least in Magus, it's like you just stay in a text box after Magus. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, get your bets in chat. Are we gonna see a new today? We got the last chance coming in like a minute or two. So yes or no? We're 0 out of 7 so far. We always see one. I'm gonna say no.
It might be the legendary 0 new marathon run.
Oh boy.
I believe in new. We got Ottovino in here. What's up, Otto?
Oh, the master. Be you master. Before Keith gets with Slash, I think that's a good time to, if you want to learn the game, you might want to consider joining our Discord. Pretty active Discord, pretty helpful people. Yeah, and there's things going on almost every day. People talking, people wanting to learn the game. If you want to join it, then I'm pretty sure someone can post a link for me, but it's like discord.gg/Johnny.
Because Johnny's the man.
Because Johnny's the man, yeah. And our Discord is, the Discord, so yeah.
Yeah, great people in the Discord. Someone's always there to help. And yeah, the wiki is super, super helpful. Always like new runners. You'll always have a lot of Chrono people showing up, offering help if it's wanted, or just to hang out.
I was right. No new.
No new?
No new.
Nice. Thanks, Riggs.
Yeah.
This slash script is one of the longer ones in the game. And this fight isn't super difficult off script. Like, it can get tricky, but it's just optimized to be the fastest possible. Remember to set mid tonic. Got it. I forgot that my item menu was scrolled all the way down. That was close.
Yeah, what DP Will just posted is our webpage where we have all the routes for the game, so it has all the information. We used to use it as leaderboards, but now we use speedrun.com for leaderboards, but all the other information for the routes, any percent no LSS, blah blah blah. There's also some Chrono Cross stuff there. Not too much though, most Chrono Cross new stuff is in the Discord. But yeah, it's actually a Chrono Speedruns Discord, so there's Radical Dreamers, Best Game, Chrono Cross, and Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, it's a really good, strong community. Great people in there, so I mean, even if you just like Chrono as it is, you can make some friends in there. Dog. I like tremendously better DPL. No worries. Much better word.
Oh.
At that mountain.
22 off RNG.
I keep almost splitting, and that would stop my timer. Shelter.
So I had to reload because I missed bird skip, so just did my reload before entering my castle.
I don't think I got that stat. So I do like to showcase something that was definitely found way before me, but I found it on accident one time. And if you use some specific movement, like the way you're facing when you do this last fight trigger, you can make Ozzy look a little sick, and he disappears off the screen for a little bit. It's pretty funny. Yeah, I found it on accident one day trying to do a regroup thing, but it loses about a second because of extra movement, but
Yeah.
There you go. Sick Ozzy. And then when you come up here to actually trigger him, he's just not there for a bit. Talking to a ghost. Ozzy's in a sunny window. These guillotines are never fun. I probably could. On these staircases, you'll see some fun skips that a lot of people never knew until they see a speedrun. If you just don't move while the rollies go past you, then you don't trigger them.
Yeah.
You can cut that corner right there as long as he's out of the way and you press straight up. specific movement through that room means that you don't fall down any of the holes. And we are not going for Rolly Bush. Not gonna happen. Even though I practiced that glitch, and I can get it frequently, it still sucks. Use Marl to booty bump him out of the way. Or Jerry, rather. You fell down all the holes? Yeah, it's easy to do.
Yeah.
If you don't know where they are, for sure. Even when you do know where they are, it's still pretty easy to fall down them.
Agree. I fell down last week when I was practicing.
Yeah, well, I run through, and you know I don't really play it safe on that part. So I usually get that one right in front of him pretty frequently. Just get it just wrong, and you know, it's just that one frame, that one pixel. But it's triggering in a run when it happens. Haven't broken a controller playing this game yet, but I'm not promising that it will never happen. Excuse me. Gosh. So, after all these fights, when we actually get to the Aussie room, when we hit the levers there, those hit values let you know if you're on the correct RNG. There are a couple reloads for a couple different strats after that if you are off RNG, which is definitely nice. But you really want to try to maintain that RNG all the way from when you get back from 65 mil to Magus, if you can. In this little section of Magus Castle, as long as you go through the sides and you never walk through the statues, then you won't trigger the fights. And this one, you just have to be facing left or right when you go through the door, and you will not trigger that fight. Or you can YOLO it like Riggs does and head straight up and make it through every time, but you don't have to be that way. You can play it safer. It doesn't waste time. These values look good so far. This next one should be 125, and the last one should be a 119. As long as I don't accidentally hit the ice block. So the Magus fight itself isn't super difficult. It's difficult to do optimally. But even off RNG, as long as you can keep him off of fire barriers, then you can win. It'll be a little longer. You just have to play safe and use Robo as a heal tank until you can use your shadow attacks and whatnot.
Mages, your slush.
So yeah, this is always it felt like the climactic moment in the game when you're playing it the first time through.
Yeah.
And so this is also, we do a shorter speed run just called Magus RTA or Defeat Magus, and it just goes to this point because it's right around 2 hours. It's really good for a race setting. It's where a lot of people start learning because everything, pretty much no matter what category you're doing up until this point, is exactly the same.
Is this a good time for me to read off some more donos?
Feel free, yeah. Go for
Okay,
it.
we have $10 from Riggs that says both of these guys are marshmallows.
It's true.
And then we have a $20 dono from KLM that says, shout out to my man Keat, good luck on the rest of the run. Let's see this Barbie run happen as well. Thanks for the $20. And for an update on the Barbie run, we're currently sitting 95 to 200.
Almost there. Almost halfway.
Getting close. Keep coming in, guys. And thanks, Kalen.
Yep, thanks, Kalen. Thanks, Riggs. I like marshmallows.
They are good. They are good. Okay, you're looking for the first damage for Chrono's hit to be 30, and that sets the shadow. And that's what you're looking for here. If you do this right, you get 2 shadow barriers and 2 lightning barriers. And after you get to the second phase of Magus, it's really easy. You just want to try to only get 1 dark matter versus 2. If you get the second dark matter here because Frog is not unequipped all the way, he will die. It's not necessary for him to get any experience or levels or tech points from this. We'll look into it very soon, Riggs and KLM. I'm ready. My body's ready for the Little Mermaid run.
Okay, that's the... well, not yet, but not done yet, but there's nothing else I have to input now for the slash fight, so we could...
Spell. Now the inputs after the first spell get a little tighter, but again, it's not game ending if you don't get them correct. Just not the optimal fight is all.
Yep. And the reload for the RNG is really simple, so not too big of a deal.
Nope. Just another bright load. Okay, we still got off that frog attack before the dark matter. That's good. Yeah, you see, with the unequipped glitch, they take minimal damage. Even Frog, who's only half unequipped, just takes a little bit.
Yeah, that attack's pretty deadly if you're not unequipped. Full unequip is 90%. Yeah. I want to see Kid do 2 speedruns tonight. Okay, sure. Me too. Make them 3.
Let's do it. Let's just go all out. And that is my first time in a while getting a perfect Magus fight.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so I am going to go bio during this cutscene, guys, so I will be back in just a minute.
Yeah.
I'm going to mute you up here, though, so good luck, Jerry.
Yep, thank you. Uh-oh. Oh no, I did run away, okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty great from Keith. Magus can be a hard fight. There's a couple of inputs where you have to switch to the menu adjacent to you really, really quick. I'm talking about like a couple of frames max. So yeah, a hard fight to get perfect. That's pretty cool. A little bit rough, the guillotine room for me. Okay. Yeah, a little bit rough, especially with my regroups. I was a little bit late, so I wasn't able to regroup, so I had to wait for all my characters to ride the conveyor or things like that. That's fine. I mean, it's not like a huge time deal, but yeah, time loss, but you know. Now I gotta pray to not fall down here because I fell down during my practice. Okay. I always played safe there. I'm a calculated risk-reward player, so I played safe in a few spots. Just, you know, I know my PB has so much time to save elsewhere that, you know, risking everything for like 2 or 3 seconds is not necessary yet. Perfect staircases, and
Alright,
we
made
are
it back.
Yep. Come back.
Thank you. Yeah, you did call the 153 rigs. Nice call. So since we are on RNG, we don't need to do a reload here. Coming up here is one of the longer fade outs we have to do though.
Yeah.
And like north-south fades feel harder because there's not a lot of visual cue for you to know. When you're running left and right, then you can see the running animation. So just gotta play them safe sometimes.
Oh no. Oh, okay. Okay. I almost forgot to change my team.
Oh,
I just remembered.
good.
During my
I
practice,
usually try
also
to push the
forgot.
fades uncomfortably far.
That's how it should be. Each fade is like 2 seconds, so the more fades you can cut, the more time you save.
Yeah. It is a big time save, especially on long ones like this. And those were really bad fades. But better than starting over. So you just want to trigger the scene between Toe and the old man.
I'm an idiot, okay. I was reading
up here.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just reading my old notes, not the new ones.
Ah.
So, no, I mean I was reading the previous fight notes. Yeah, my bad.
I like the gems of your old notes that you found. Those are fun.
Yeah. I found 243 pages of like old routes, revisions, and just different things that I did throughout the years.
You gotta hang on to those because those are gonna be national treasures.
I'll keep them. I'll keep them safe.
Thank you. So coming up here, there's a couple pixel perfect skips. And if you hit them, you can just run right past that little rock and not have to worry about it. That one's pretty difficult. There's not a lot of visual cues there. There is a way to pause buffer it coming from the right side if you want that. You just have to move 2 pixels. And this one, this little heart-shaped thing, is pretty nice. You just get right in the nook there, then you're good to go. And another tool for anyone wanting to learn this game, and it's how I learned the route originally. ElGranJerry actually did a nice YouTube tutorial. It's a 4-parter. He spends time talking about the tricks and what they do and why they do, and it was a really, really good resource. And so if you are nervous about trying to pick up an RPG speedrun, which they can be hefty, it's all broken down really nicely, and it helps build upon the tricks that come later. So I definitely recommend looking at that as well, breaking it down piece by piece. It's a super handy tool. A little bit of the scripting for the fights later is just a little outdated. Sunken Desert on,
yeah.
But still, everything up to that point. I mean, if you can learn everything up to that point, then you can figure out the rest of it.
For sure. Should I do the 118 fight? No, I'm gonna reload.
Coming up here pretty soon, thankfully, is the last time we have to really see Kino.
Yeah, hopefully. At least for him, I still have to see him.
Yeah, for me anyways.
Yeah, so I just did what I consider the hardest reload in the run, which is 2.2 to 2.4 seconds. That's a reload for Magus, and I think I got it. We'll see.
It's a very small window.
Yeah.
I used to just not go for it, and I'd go for the 118.
Yeah. I should have probably done that, but I haven't used it in a while, so I'm like,
Yeah. Again, it's one of those things too that when you do it so much, then you get a feel for it.
Yeah.
That was our last really big menu in the game that I just did. A few unequips, loading up armor on other characters to make the unequips available. Just getting the correct items on people for the fights coming up. The next big fight that I have coming up is Black Tyranno, because we're going to skip fighting Nizbel 2. But this section of the game has some pretty strict movement, and it's pretty unforgiving if you do make a mistake. After the Nizbel, if you mess up movement and get an extra encounter from then, you have to reset. You can do Black Tyranno off script. It's very slow. And again, it's very optimized. You end up the fight with very low health.
Yeah, if you get off script for whatever reason, basically what you do is heal up and you do an extra cycle at the end, which it's like a minute. So it's not run under, but yeah, it's a minute.
Almost went for the wrong room movement. Close. After fights, also, this is just a little thing, but after fights, if you just hold the A button, then it increases the speed of the experience and items and stuff. You can mash it if you're really feeling feisty, but you don't need to.
Yeah, you'll just lose time if you mash it. Wait, what the? Okay. Okay, whatever. I got confused with my notes and I started watching different parts of my runs, of my notes, so... Yeah, and I'm not gonna get the fast Magus, but it's fine. As Keith said. It's gonna take the extra Dark Matter.
Yeah, it's definitely not the worst thing that can happen in a run, but...
Yeah.
The Black Tyranno fight is one of the longer fights in the game. Not that there's a ton of inputs, but you just have to wait for the Berserker to come up and for the Black Tyranno countdown.
I think you talked about this. If Frog dies, do I need to revive him?
No,
Okay.
no.
I always forget.
Just do the one or two more attacks, whatever it takes, and
Okay.
it's GG. 'Cause yeah, it happened to me a lot, and it doesn't affect anything on the shell fight.
Okay, cool. I think a lot of crits, so Frog might be saving though. We'll see. Okay, no. Rock sucks.
Ella.
I mean, Glenn.
The base in 65 mil and in Reptile Layer definitely slaps Froggy. But based on some of those tracks, that guy's shredding.
204 Magus. Is this 2014?
Maybe. I was definitely hyped when I got close to that 2-hour mark for my Magus time.
Yeah. Just for reference, when I started running this game, Sub 2 was considered like really good. You can get Sub 2 without RNG manipulation, which is what we used to do back in 2014. We only had manip for Magus. The rest was... there was no manip yet. Really good Magus time was like 158.
Game has come a long way as far as optimization goes. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. But with that comes the other thing, that a little mess up and there goes a couple minutes.
Yep, it is true. Sorry, not a lot of comms going on during this part, but gotta focus on these fights. You really don't want to mess up. So some fun, interesting facts about this run and any percent. The fight for Black Tyranno is still the same, but you have Luca in your party instead of Marl, and you just use fire swords versus the ice swords, but the strats are the same, which is it's pretty cool. You just need to give the speed tab to her. Uh-oh. I made a mistake.
What happened?
I forgot to do a mid-ether. So now it's a little off. It's not a big deal, but we'll...
Yeah.
Sorry, I do mean Marl instead of Jerry. My bad.
What? Okay, I'm just gonna... Okay. I had to go check if I got the fade out because I lost it at the last second and I didn't know if I lost it or if I triggered it.
Yeah, I've been there for that one.
Yeah, it's safer to go check than to climb the mountain and be like, okay, I have to go back.
Yeah, exactly. Nice, we're still getting some pretty good crit values. So yeah, after we get out of this fight, it just means a reload. before Ret Night, which is unfortunate. That reload sucks, and I hate it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because it's only 2 frames. I get it? Oh, missed it. Gotta go for it, okay. One more time. Okay, no. Oh, and I triggered a fight, okay. Anyways.
Please finish. Nice.
What happened? BT down?
Yeah, BT down, still only got 1 barbecue.
Oh, nice.
It gets so scary because with Ayla and Berserker, if Marl dies or if Jerry dies, and you can't revive her before Ayla finishes off BT in Berserker, it's a tragedy. Like 1800 experience, it's a lot of tech points.
Yeah.
Marl becomes very important for Ret Knight and for Lavos Shell Gauntlet. Nice. We made it through though. Now you find when Lavos really came to the Earth. More mashing here coming up. Rip Azala. How the heck does Lavos travel? Yep, Anatoly's got it. Just like that. It's a giant space tick. The sound of Lavos. Over on my screen, you'll see the peak graphics on this game. The 3 blue dots are our characters. On my, was it my PB? My most recent PB? I don't remember. But after I defeated Black Tyranno, I forgot to go to 12,000 BC, and I headed straight to Mystic Mountains.
It happens, it happens.
Yeah, I was sad. So, coming up here in a minute, and I'm sure we're still using your audio, but 12,000 BC has my favorite song in the game.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. It's a good song, yeah. It's Kid's favorite, not my favorite.
Well,
it's most people's favorite, right? The Corridors of Time.
I think so. I think so. It's up there.
Yeah.
For me, it's like that one or Ocean Palace or The Black Omen. Like all 3 of those are bangers of a track.
Yeah. There we go. Yes, best music, Seal Theme. Yeah.
Yeah. Very neat, enlightened. Exactly.
I am a weird guy. My favorite song is Secret of the Forest.
I don't think that makes you weird. It's still, I mean, every song on this OST is
Actually, yeah.
freaking
All of
beautiful.
them. Except Couriers of Time. Not just kidding. To make people mad.
Rip.
Okay.
So coming up here, when you get to the section, you have to make sure that you do these things. You have to plant this seed. You have to secretly plant it because that sets up the trigger to do the Sunken Desert side quest. And without doing the Sunken Desert side quest, you cannot get the Green Dream, which is 100% essential for this run. And if you don't do it now, then you have to go get the epic to come back and be able to plant it. And it's GG at that point.
Right.
Yeah, you have to do a dude, where's my desert? Which every runner will run into at least one time, I swear.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shala's theme is great too, for sure. That's why we're going to do our menu here to get a little more Shala's theme. You just don't get it anywhere else.
No. I hate that.
What happened?
Ayla attacked before I could get my Chrono Cyclone out.
She's fast.
Yeah, she's really fast. I was mashing and I couldn't get it. Oh, well.
Yeah, so that's why I hate having to do the reload there, because it's without the reload, it's pretty easy. After the reload, she's so fast. Ayla gets very excited, especially with Berserker. This next fight I'm about to do, you get to see Dalton for the first time, which he's you either love him or hate him, I think.
Yeah.
He's definitely a meme character in here.
For sure.
Gives a little comedic relief. But we gotta do the golem fight. And this fight can be tricky, especially when you're off RNG.
Okay, I think I just messed up, but I'll watch. Yeah, I wanted to save, but I saved over my files, so if I mess up BT, I'll have to do it off RNG. Anyways, it's fine.
You've got this.
Yeah. I don't know.
Luckily, at least for me, the Black Tyranno fight isn't super difficult. But it's just, you just gotta make sure you get your attacks in.
Yeah, for sure.
And not miss the mid-ether.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, for sure. The Dalton and the Golems, they can be difficult fights. Speed strats for them, though, make it a little bit easier. Use Luca's Hypno Wave on them, and then you only have to worry about one at a time. GG. But yeah, that's one of those parts in the game, that golem fight, where you're playing as a kid and you end up spending a lot of resources there trying to live through the fight.
No.
When realistically, your first time through, you're gonna die anyway.
Okay. Yeah, this is gonna go off RNG, that's fine.
Black Tyranno trolling both of us.
This wasn't really a troll, I soared Black Tyranno instead of Asala. Okay.
Just giving him pre-damage for later, it's fine. Can I time travel and tell Lily how to do that? I'll try, Kalem. We gotta find a time machine somewhere, right? I'm not looking forward to the fast mash load, though.
And nobody is. I don't blame you. Ronald's dead.
Rip tomorrow. Ah, you're right, Caleb. Just go to the local fair. If you can find a teleporting machine, and then you're good to go after that. Bring every pendant that you can purchase. One of them's gotta work.
It has to, right?
I mean, it's RNG. You purchase enough.
50-50. Either it does or it doesn't.
Exactly. I like those odds.
No. Okay. Oh wait.
So now that we've activated our pendant, we need to go get Chrono a better sword. 'Cause he's still one of the hardest hitting characters for us, especially since we're so underleveled. You've got to be equipped for Ret Knight coming up and the Lava Shell after that. And getting this is the best option we have to dramatically increase our damage. Solid fade. Same thing, you want to fade out that cutscene. And you just come up here and you get the swallow. And now, not that it matters, is the last bird skip for me. We're already off RNG. If we miss it, we miss it. We gotta reload regardless at this point.
Yeah.
But it still saves time to just go for it. Oh, rip. Got into an extra fight anyways. Again, doesn't really matter, we have to reload. It's unfortunate.
Yeah. And it's the hardest reload, so good luck.
Thank you.
2-frame window.
Yeah, you have to enter the game without seeing any menu. That assures that Ayla's gonna get the crit to be able to finish it. Okay. First try. But this part of the game is unforgiving as far as these fights go. And we have to do these 3 fights, 4, including the runaway, to set our RNG for Ret Knight. You should play this game, Cosmic Gamers.
Yeah.
I highly recommend. If you haven't played it at all, then your first playthrough is going to be something I wish I could experience again.
Agreed.
Same here, Kalen. Same here. Great story, great characters. You know, turn-based battle. If you like that, then it's fun. I do like on the script here how we do the Cyclone to miss 2 of these guys.
onto X. I don't think I'll kill him anyways. I don't want to waste an army either because I think I already used 2, so I need to... I'll get the extra 2 and I'll be on par for sure.
Yeah.
But I healed up, so there's no risk for me.
Nice.
Unless Ayla decides to be smartass and kills Black Tyranno before I revive Marl.
That would just make you like her even more.
Can we kill... Oh, we killed before the second. Okay.
Nice. Well played. Well played. You are legally obligated to now. Yep. If nothing else, Cosmic, I mean, just play through it, enjoy the music.
Yeah, good music.
It'll be worth it. Fade out's here to skip a cutscene. While we're here, we're going to equip an item. I can actually do it. That's good. Glad I caught that. I'm gonna get 4-framed. I didn't get 4-framed. I thought I was going to. So close. I've been trolled on this fight with him being right there on that corner many times.
Oh yeah.
First time it happened to me, I was so sad. We're gonna try, Riggs. We're gonna try.
Yeah, good luck.
Thank you. Ret Knight was like the second big not easy, that's still a tricky fight, but this is the first time I did it was without notes. I just did the whole thing from cat spin, ice the head. Leech Marl. Legs are dead.
Good.
In this fight, after you destroy the legs,
Yeah, it's
the
done.
fight is infinitely easier. You
Agreed.
can even, I mean, you can make a mistake there and you can still recover from it, but you know, you don't want to. As long as you don't accidentally hit the middle, yeah. Well, even if you do accidentally hit the middle, if you are fast and you want to play it, then you can use lightning or slash on the core to heal it. It's definitely slower, but you can at least get through the fight then. And then we get to run around here in the whirlpools and grab our items. Thank you. Thank you. Like even the character placement when you're doing your character selections, those are planned too to set them up for later. That's how optimized the stuff is in this game. It's pretty crazy. So now that I'm done with the Sunken Desert side quest, we get a little bit of a break before we have to do the gauntlet, which is nice.
Yeah.
We have to go get an elixir. We have to get Green Dream. See the campfire scene.
Yeah. Yeah, you're basically cruising now.
Yeah.
Until Shell, which is the hardest part of the game.
And yeah, we are severely underleveled for Lavo Shell. We're going in at level 20. Normally I'd say casually you fight him level 55, something like that. And so the script on Lava Shell is very tight, with almost no exceptions. Very few points you can do something and then you have a little window to fix it. It's just, it's scary. You can get to the final phase of it and then mess up and you have to reset and do that whole gauntlet again. But that is what makes this specific category exciting to me. Like, you've got to fight him at level 22. It's intense. If only there was an elixir that you could get without the extra mash scenes.
Yeah.
That didn't lose more time. It is required that you have 2 elixirs to defeat the boss in this category.
Yep.
And we got 1 from Sunken Desert. And we need another one from here. I'm so glad to see you back.
There's technically 1 elixir you could get in Reptide's Lair. Mm-hmm. However, it's extremely RNG where the guys dig and then it'll mess up a lot of stuff.
Yeah, there were routes that tried to plan it, and this is just the most consistent and easiest way to get.
Oh. Okay. Chrono died, so I didn't set him.
You'll have time on the first fight.
Nope.
And now after 400 years, Robo made a forest. What a good guy.
Oh no, I died, rip.
Oh no. GG. Game's over. Kipo. Tree rabbit. Kupo. Nice, William. Makes me look so studious. Thanks, bud. We get this highly emotional scene. Tell him, Jerry. Tell him.
I hadn't spammed it the whole run, so there you go. No heal.
Now the run is real. It's legit.
Hila actually cursed my run, that's why I'm so behind.
That makes sense. Thanks, Froggy. I don't know. Lately, I've had the habit of when I'm trying to put Lara in, I hold like L and R and select or something. I don't know. It's not good.
Oh yeah, I did it on Friday and I had Lara lose her legs.
Oh no.
Not on purpose. I just couldn't get it. Couldn't get the inputs in. If you miss it once, like for some reason, it's really hard to restart it from the start. I don't know why.
And we did the whole Sunken Desert side quest because we need the Green Dream. Yeah. We've got that. And now we go try to take on Lavos. Our RNG is good right now. We're still going to save beforehand because if you lose it, then it's game over.
Oh no. That would have been
Jerry
horrible.
Will rage quit.
Yeah.
Sorry, my game stopped working. Can't finish.
But I can hear the music. No, stop working.
It's broken. You better get good at typing that in, Riggs. Typing names in this game is hard.
Yeah.
Okay. Especially when you're so used to just changing her to no name or capital A or whatever it is you change her to. Definitely wouldn't be sad to have some bless RNGs in chat for this fight, guys.
Yep, definitely need it. I'm not mad, I'll just spam Bananas.
Yeah, there you go.
To counter. It's fine. Bless RNGs.
Alright, thanks for the bless RNGs, guys. Your power gives me strength. With the gauntlet, you go through all the bosses that you fought, essentially, and some that you didn't in this run.
Yeah,
to be fair.
the ones we skipped. Or we never got to, like Igugaya.
Forget RNG's bless power tabs. I respect it.
Now I have to do the 2-frame load. It'll take a while.
No, first try.
It's already 3rd try.
Oh no.
4th.
I hate that load so bad.
It took me like 20 times yesterday. Oh. It's a 2-frame load, so...
It is difficult to get.
Yeah.
You usually get it on accident when you're doing another load.
Yeah.
More than anything.
Okay. 5th try or 6th try, whatever it was.
Nice. Still not bad. Still not bad. Oh my gosh. I have to reset.
What happened?
I did an attack instead of slash.
Oh.
So we get to see that nice, beautiful cutscene again, friends. That helps me too, Riggs, but it's still not super consistent for me. I will still miss that load. Thanks. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I just held X. I don't know. I'm like a good idea at the time.
Yeah, we both had to reset. I always get confused by Ayla being player 3. I'm so used to her being player 2.
Yeah.
So I didn't get tomorrow on time. Okay. It happens.
At least we weren't too deep into the gauntlet before that. Only on third phase.
Yeah, that's true.
Even if I could have killed him with the attack, that changes the RNG on it, so... Not worth. Not worth trying.
Yeah.
And pretty much anytime in this fight that we are doing certain attacks, even if we remove the characters from them, because we have our tech set to memory, it has them ready for the next time we end up using it.
Yeah.
Like, it is... The clean menus and everything on here are super clean. Easy to mess up, though. Alright, back to where we messed up before.
Ekran?
Yep. Yeah, Cosmic Gamers, there's a cat girl in this game. Her name's Ayla, or Toe, today. And she's really just a woman, but she just wears like animal furs and has a nice little fancy tail that I think she took from some animal. Antipode and slash, not attack. I almost did it again after I said attack, though. #1 game ever. Exactly, Cosmic Gamers. I'm glad you're on the hype train. Okay. We made it through Hecarim. Nice. I did get yes indeeded.
Yeah.
Just extra heal later is all. Like, so just for example, on this part, we make sure that we use Chrono's Falcon hit, so all of his MP is gone, instead of Ayla's. That way you don't have to do an extra menu for that.
Yeah.
Like, just little things like that. Little optimizations that add up over the whole run. I always have to take a few deep breaths in this this fight. all the menus that you do on this part are especially important. It's easy to forget them, but you really can't.
No.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you.
Ugh.
Nice.
Okay, I'm gonna do Retinite of RNG. Too slow for the sword thingy. Like, it was literally a pixel, I guess. Oh well. Oh, I forgot.
Okay, so the Shell Magus fight is, I'd say the hardest part of the fight to do, at least for me. He has a few really tight inputs and having to switch between characters that are exceptionally fast. Me too, DP. Me too. Okay. These next few inputs are the tough ones for me.
Yeah.
We got it before the spell. That's good. So we're gonna set Frog on item on the end of this fight, and that is important for the final boss. Okay, nice. Nice, Magus. Ayla. Okay. Thank you, Froggy. At this point for us in this fight, Marl has done her job, or Jerry, rather.
Yep. We let her rest in peace.
Yep. So now she goes prone. You're gonna see a lot of Falcon hit in this fight now. It's the strongest thing we've got, and it hits the multiple enemies without taking the provoke off of the Azal a bit.
Yeah.
Good night, San. Thanks for hanging out, man.
Yep. Good night. For one of you, so.
Yeah, he will run rampant through your team. The Giga Gaia part of this boss fight is really easy, actually, as long as you run into this on the correct RNG, which we are right now. I'm talking to full ethers. And again, we don't really need Marl for this fight, so we're gonna do some more Falcon hits.
Yeah,
Even
exactly.
setting that Lapis there is important for later. And really, for this fight, we just Falcon hit until the end. That's all.
If that's the case, do we have time for a quick dono?
Yeah, go for it.
Sure, we have $4 from Puzzle P. She says, thank you for running Chrono Trigger, keetketchum, and ElGranJerry.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for hanging out. It's a really fun run to watch, especially if you like the game as it is. Thanks, Jerry. Sorry that Ret Knight was nasty to you.
It's fine. I did a lot of little mistakes today. Cost me big. Like, I wasn't on Rocket Punch and I just forgot and then miscalculated damage, things like that. But yeah, it happens.
It does, unfortunately. Okay, there will still be a Lavos death today, don't worry.
Oh no, don't even say that. I believe.
No, I mean, we're gonna kill him today. That's what I mean.
Oh, okay.
We will see Lavos fall.
Okay. That I believe in.
Should be our last Falcon hit, and then we go on to the Chrono show. This section we use Berserker strats, and so it's difficult, and you have to make sure you get your menu here correct.
Yeah, I'll let Kid focus for this, but yeah, basically he needs to get all his menus during animations. And some of them are really quick because it's like a chrono mess and he has to get like a certain item on a certain person or things like that. So I'll let him focus for this and we'll get back to you after he beats Lapis.
That's why we set Lapis earlier, was so we can do it right on this. Use the green dream here just to bring Marl back. She does her job in just a minute. The heal we bought earlier is just for this one use only. Thank you for your service, Marl. Again, we're gonna find the lapis here, because we're gonna need it again very soon.
Yeah.
Brains. I mean, Chrono has 1 HP there for a bit. Like, how much more calculated can you get, you know?
One HP.
Yep. And now, we just let Chrono do his thing.
GG.
Thank you. So after this fight is when we go to the final 2 phases of Lavos, and we use an overheal glitch, and I don't really understand how the internal part of that works, but it's required to have the green dream for it, and then when the green dream brings you back alive, it allows you to use an elixir on the enemy, which is super interesting just to like see it and to be able to do it. We are going to save out here just in case. Frog in to finish the job.
Yep. So Keith's gonna do what we call the elixir glitch. Basically, this is a glitch when a character dies and it revives with the green dream. Basically, the game doesn't know what position your character is in, so it allows you to target different enemies with items, which you normally can't do. So in this case, we have an elixir. We use the elixir on Lavos and we overheal him. And then you might ask, well, Jerry, why don't you use that on every single boss? You know, the elixirs are pretty limited, but also it only works for bosses that have over 16,000 HP. Which in this case, it's, you know, only Lavos, because even the last phase of Lavos Shield only has 10,000.
So yeah, this end fight seems a little anticlimactic, but these inputs are tight.
Yeah.
And you don't have many frames to get it on the Lavos bit before it actually falls. And that's when time. When the input goes in is when you time.
I am cheering on Keith. Sub 3, it's gonna be tight. Maybe.
Maybe. 303. My guess. Gotta use the Frog Ether ASAP to get him set to item. We're gonna play it safe and go not on an item so you can mash.
Good idea. Yeah, so one thing we never mentioned, but it's pretty important. Every time you enter your item menu, your tech menu, the action bar stops growing. So you can take as much time as you want in the menu.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, that's why you do the wait menu. It really freezes the game hard here after you do that, but everything continues on and Lavos passes away. GG's, guys.
Sub 3?
GG's. Yep, sub 3. 259.52.
GG indeed.
Hey, thank you.
So yeah,
Not the last
I
time,
would like to.
but
Oh,
it's
go
good.
ahead.
Oh man, that was fun. That was hype. Thanks for letting us showcase this amazing game.
Thank you for showing it off to us. Good run, GG's. Sorry for the DNF there, GrandJerry, but like you said, it happens.
It does.
Anyway.
It's very unforgiving.
All right, we're gonna go into a break here. I'm going to be your host until about 10:30. Unfortunately, Commander had to take a emergency landing, and he has passed it off to me. GrandJerry and keetketchum, thanks for running that again. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Yep, thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks for having us.
absolutely. You guys have a
Good luck
great
with the
night.
rest.
You as well.
We are going to be switching restreamers real quick. So give us a few minutes just to get that all situated. And up next, we have Ninja Senki DX, run by Super Big Kmart. We'll be right back.